Cool. So we're gonna go over yesterday's stuff. A rare Tuesday session. There were a lot of people there yesterday, which was awesome to see. Um, we had a new purple belt coming into the school, so we got some footage with him. What else? I don't know. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on yesterday, so let's get into it. It's funny, I didn't even anticipate rolling yesterday because my neck has been all cranked up from I think from the seminar over the weekend, and naturally, of course, I get there and have to train. Oh, we had Austin back from college. I'm rolling with him up in the corner. We got Justin and Brandon. So I was highly complimentary of Brandon yesterday after rolling with him, and like I get the backstory on him is he's only been training for like 2 months or so. He was fairly new. He trained with Dr. John a bit, so he knows a little bit of stuff. But like he's starting to really, like, you could tell when he's starting to move with some purpose. Like there he just kind of did a nice little step through. Like he was up the middle on Justin, pummels his leg out, his knee's trapped, and he knows it. So he starts focusing on getting the knee out. Starts to push down with the hand, slips the knee. You know, he's just, even if like we're going easier on him since he's a new guy, like he's starting to do things that are moving him in the right direction. I think Austin also had like a really annoying guillotine on me up here. He like mounted, and I was like, oh man, I'm in trouble now with this 3-stripe white belt who hasn't trained in like 3 weeks or 3 months. Start kipping escape on him and roll him over.
He I think he trains at an MMA gym down in he's in Georgia, right?
He's in Tallahassee.
Okay. Close.
Yeah, he told me he was training there, and I don't think his time there was very enjoyable. I think he was getting partnered up with like bigger, more like people would walk in that were, he was saying, that were, you know, like 200 pounds, and they'd pair him up, and he got injured and stuff, and
that's no fun.
Yeah, I asked him, like, you know, what made him think his gym was not right for him. And that's, you know, he told me a few things, and I was like, good. I'm glad you could see the difference between a, you know, a school like ours and a school that's just, you know, doesn't care.
Yeah. Austin is really, he was playing, you'll see it later, maybe if we're in frame, on me. He's playing the sit-up, the hip bump sweeps quite a lot. He wound up just taking Kurt over. Now they're behind the pillar. But again, a very, very well done hip bump sweep. I know he actually did it the way that Danaher prescribes it. So he's trying to cut his angles. He's actually going to shoot up for triangles. But look how he gets a collar tie and does the hip bump sweep on what I think most would consider to be like the wrong side, right? Most people go for the hip bump sweep, where if this case is he's planting and doing everything he's supposed to. He's got his left leg planted on the mat. He's got his hand planted behind him, and I think traditionally his left arm would be over top of the shoulder of Kurt's left shoulder, right, to go over top of the head.
Yeah.
I actually am learning to prefer this method of hip bump sweep, which is a collar tie, same side, and then, you know, driving forward, and he winds up getting it.
Yeah, and what I like about that hand placement is I think it lends itself to the triangle entrance much more easily, like, because hip bump sweeps after a while they don't work as intended. So when your partner bases out and you can control that head, like you can get your hips up, kind of using their head as an anchor to hoist your leg over and enter into the triangle, or you can easily use it to snap the head into a front headlock
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I think the longer you go, the more you realize that. And I mean, people talk
What's
shit
up,
about
Brandon?
like the you know, the I'll say like the simple setups. You know, armbar from guard, triangle from guard, or whatever. And what you learn is that while they may not succeed in your first attempt, they're really good ways of Kazushi of trying to off balance and make your opponent react to something else.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we see here. And like what you explained with the hip bump sweep leading into the triangles.
Yeah.
So I came in right when you had put Austin in that triangle,
Yeah.
that rear triangle that you have there.
Yeah, I was just torturing him a little bit.
Yeah.
I told him when I saw him, because I wasn't expecting him to. He just surprised me when he walked in.
Yeah.
So I told him I was going to rough him up a little bit. Oh, that's what I as you came over, I said I grabbed him and I said, go say hi to Mike.
Yeah.
Threw him over to you. It's fun having light guys come in every once in a while.
Right.
Don't worry, I get punished later. Oh, Justin, I see what you and I were. I think what you and I were talking about. What you were trying to show me with like some of the lapel wizardry. Right there, I can see how you have it. You have it tied up with your leg and Brandon's leg to hit that scissor sweep.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do. It looks like you do get a lot more leverage out of that.
Right into a triangle. That would be a really nice triangle setup. There you go.
Let's see this one more time. Oh, nice. Okay. Who are you rolling with?
Pat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I really wanted to hit that sweep because I didn't have a really good angle as I was coming around. You could see that he's got me literally like flat on my shoulders, and as he's coming around, he's putting a ton of pressure on my left side.
Yeah.
So it's really tough for me to heist my hip up. But I was extending the leg and I was trying to get him to hop and hop and hop and hop. And you can see, like, I have no chance of catching that far leg. So the only chance I have is taking him over his left shoulder.
Yeah.
Like basically right overhead. And
You're trying to block his arm there in order to do that, right?
I am. Yeah, I'm trying to keep his arm blocked exactly so that he can't base out. And I'm not successful in the final sense, but I'm driving with my back leg, like I'm trying to plant, and I heist back up, and I was like, I don't have the underhook. I'm going to sit back down and I'm going to try again.
Yeah.
But he actually has a really solid top game. And his pressure was very good. He was very, very good at keeping me flat on my back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the way he's using his head as a wedge next to your head.
Yep.
Really, really useful. Like, not just as a base, but just as a way to apply a lot of pressure and make it difficult for you to get to the angle you need.
That's right.
Did I tap Austin with something? Oh, no, I don't think so.
But then Brooks' crazy ass bell timer thing was going off, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I edited out this part. I couldn't tell. It's hard to tell when the timer goes off if I don't see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So this is Daniel. I think he had his first class with us yesterday. He's a purple belt out of Indianapolis. But yeah, he hit me with really good shoulder throw here. Let's see it one more time.
Yeah, so that's the one that Mitch hits.
Yep.
Quite a lot.
Yep, the overhook on the arm. Really committing yourself to the mat, throwing down. He's got, I think he's got his left arm, trying to see, I think that's his left arm, or his left hand.
Tricep. Yeah.
And then I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to resist that. Get my arm twisted off. Yeah, I saw, that seems to be one of his, or like a go-to of his. And what's great about it, as you can tell, if you execute it right, I mean, you're past the legs. You're immediately, you know, you don't have to worry about a guard pass. He stacks me here, keeps my legs pointed away. I got a good hook on the leg there. I was trying to drag him back and just like to get a better angle. Gave him a little bit of trouble, but it was kind of a futile effort. He was heading that way, whether I liked it or not. And it was about then I knew that I was going to be playing bottom for a while. Looks like Bertram's teaching Caleb more ways to take us down, which I'm not happy about.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
It's you and Pat back at it. Kurt and Justin.
Yeah, I had no idea you were filming last night.
Yeah, I brought it. I usually bring it on Tuesdays just in case. We just had a good enough size class yesterday that it made sense to bust it out.
Definitely a good call. Yeah.
Plus, we didn't have Monday footage because of Memorial Day, so. So he starts playing around with some, setting up some lapel chokes here. Like he's kind of got like a Bravo set up. I don't, you know, I'm not quite as well versed in some of the more, some of the fancier lapel strangles. So he, like this wasn't a Bravo as I know it, which is basically like a cross collar, where you would like take to mount position. Instead, he feeds it and then starts going around to the other side. So kind of, I mean, it felt like a paper cutter, like similar.
I would call that a paper cutter, but I too am not well versed in those type of lapel chokes.
Yeah. Let's see what Kurt's doing over here in the corner. So Kurt working from half guard, yeah. It looks like he's trying to work in on a Kimura. Justin's doing a good job capturing the knee, or trying to keep it captured. Good. I was going to say, Kurt had ample opportunity to step out there, so good. I think I was trying to kip on Daniel here. Started getting really high, and it was just, all right, get my leg in.
That was, yeah, good regard. It's tough in the gi to do the kipping, but he was really high up.
Yeah.
Kurt is really trying to dig into this arm. What's funny, Justin, is I know you were blocked, but from the arm position here, when you're on top, when you come up on top, if you walk around Kurt's head here, you actually have an arm bar, or you can start to attack your own Kimura from here. So
Kurt's grabbing every single limb he has.
Yeah, he is. So when you sit up, oh, he lets go of the hand.
Yeah. Yeah, Kurt had bailed on the arm.
But if I were you here, Justin, in that position as I'm walking around, I would be gunning for Kurt's left arm.
Kind of like how Luke does, right? Like
Yeah.
how he reverses those Kimuras from side control.
Right. Except I'm going to try and put my body behind Kurt to keep him wedged up on his right side, and I'm going to attack the top arm. So basically, I want Kurt to stay in that position right there.
Yeah.
And then as you walk around, Justin, you're going to, wedge yourself behind Kurt, snatch the arm, and then you're going to go in for your own arm attacks from there.
What I can't tell here is if Kurt's right leg is hooked on Justin's right leg. That would be the only thing impeding him from making that angle. And it looks like it was there, but yeah, he gets it out. Yeah, so right here, what you're saying?
Yep, exactly. I would be my goal would be to walk around the body, which Justin's doing, right? And scooping up that near arm in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel's got some very nice positioning. And the reason I'm saying that is that you can see that his I don't know if I'm just rambling on here, but like the way that I can tell when I'm looking at like a good grappler or a person who has a very fundamentally tight top game is when they have one pivot point on their entire body. So watch his shoulders. His shoulders don't really move a whole lot, but his lower body does all of the work in terms of moving around Matt. That to me is somebody who has a very stable top position. They're not easily moved one way or the other. Matt could give a very strong bridge, and anybody who's been on top of Matt knows that he gives you like a lot of resistance and pulses and like big pushes and stuff like that. Matt doesn't have a whole lot of room to work with there when you stay that tight and are walking around with your lower body.
I guess he just had a paper cutter on me.
I think so.
Because he doesn't... Yeah, his hand is just right inside the... It's just coming out from my lapel.
Bro, they get tight. You'll see it on me too later.
Oh yeah, it was super tight. Like I honestly was pretty close to passing out here. I probably held on a little too long, but I was looking to see if I could slip the head and then, kind of like what we were talking about yesterday after you did it on you. He had gotten his elbow to a point where I wasn't getting it back up, so his elbow is firmly planted right here outside my head, and I didn't have. He took away any bit of leeway I had to circle out of that. But yeah, I had to give myself a second. The world was closing in on me there.
Mm-hmm.
I briefly work a top half guard and forget that he has a whole bunch of handles on me. But yeah, he got a good bridge out of that and took me in the direction my shoulder was committed to holding onto his lapel. So
again, with that body positioning, it's very tough to move somebody when they have all of their, because what that means, right, by somebody working around that pivot point is that all of their weight is on their shoulders and upper body.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he's maintaining his pin really well. Mm-hmm. What he's doing in essence is making me immobile while maintaining his own mobility, which is like, what more could you ask for?
That's the name of the game.
And he started going for like some straight ankle attacks there, which I wasn't in gi, I'm never too concerned with. I kept a tight grip on his upper lapel to make it harder for him to create the distance he needed to get on that.
I like how you brought yourself up with him.
Yeah. As he sat down and committed to it, I tried to just stay close with him.
Oh, nice! You're in on the arm. That was a good transition. That was a very solid attack.
The only attack I can mount on him.
Right.
I was on my arm bars yesterday, though, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I haven't tried to work on them a lot. Just kind of finding them. Let's see what Kurt's doing over here. Did you guys reset? So.
What'd you wind up catching him with, Justin? Was it a lapel choke?
It looks like maybe a cross collar of some sort.
I feel like it was something lapel related.
Geezekiel.
Okay. You do you, man.
Instructional coming out soon.
Yeah.
Kurt just says fuck it and does a leg lock.
Yep. Pass guard.
Nah. Has episode 4 of Who's Next come out yet?
I think it comes out today. I think it comes out on Wednesdays, right? Or did I just
maybe
that up?
I don't know. I don't like the Flow Grappling app.
I don't either.
Or Flow Sports app or whatever.
Or Flow Sports.
I was trying to find it and it looked like stuff came out on a Tuesday and then on a Thursday and then on a Wednesday. There we go.
Yeah, I'm playing. I've got with Joe.
Oh, okay.
But we go behind the pillar, I think, for the takedown. He tries a sacrifice throw on me, and I wound up on top.
Khaled.
I think we.
Justin. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think we played most of the game behind the pillar. So.
Oh, it's skipping a week? Okay. That I guess
What?
the next episode skipping a week for some reason.
Dude, when they have freaking 45-minute matches, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't really care if I'm spoiling anything, so mute me if you don't want to know spoilers. But the Andrew Tackett match with Big Dan was really, it was cool to see. I like Big Dan. I think he's gonna be awesome for the sport. He's gonna be a monster. But just to see a 165-pound guy get the best of the matchup was pretty rad.
Yeah. Austin ends up on top. I know Kurt was going for a knee bar.
Let's go back. I missed this. So wait, what do we got Kurt doing here? Is he working some open guard, foot stuff?
Just tracking.
Trying, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. I thought he had a knee bar at some point.
What is the other Austin trying to do?
Is he rolling with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just playing a little close guard. Looks like he was trying to work his
the dummy sweep.
Yeah. Just let me in on a leg. I didn't really have any good attacks on him at this point, so. And then Caleb was trying some lapel strangling on Justin there for a second. Look at Pat just getting murdered by Coach.
Ragdoll.
So Bertram's gift wraps are enough to separate your shoulder. Like,
Yeah.
like
And when he does that,
oh my god,
like,
I've come close to tapping just to his gift wrap. Like, screw whatever else he's gonna do. It's miserable, man. And here's the weird part, right? So he has the gift wrap with his left arm.
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he's going to use his right arm to hook. Now, what's weird about that is he's taken away every little bit of space between Pat's bicep and Pat's chin. And it's like,
Yeah.
where do you find the space? I'm curious if maybe he does. Yeah, he weaves his right arm in, which just means he's like going hand first right into your jaw. And it's just like it's going to get in. And like the whole time, it just sucks every time. But like it's just good, controlling, deliberate, unstoppable jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I think they're working side control stuff. That's good. Good to see some positional sparring.
Yeah.
That was interesting too. So look at what Bertram's doing. Is he likes to control legs and get knees pointed away whenever he feels that you're starting to re-guard. So he takes this knee grip and starts circling in towards Pat's legs to get the knees pointed away. But instead of being able to like shelf Pat's leg, right? He does it here briefly, but as soon as Pat extends the leg away,
Knee on belly.
he goes right to knee on belly. So he's kind of picking, all right, which side do you want my leg on? Do you want me to push your knees away so that you can't re-guard, or are you gonna let me go to knee on belly and risk me
pin your hips?
Pin your hips, progress forward, whatever. Switches up to north-south,
which is a miserable position with Bertram on top.
Yeah. Wish we could see what Caleb's working on here. Looks like he gets a straight arm.
Yeah, he's trying to go for a straight arm lock. Looks like.
Looks like he's trying to find the elbow, trying to find the grip. There have been times when he's not on top, and it's normally when he says, "Okay, you get on top now." That's about it. It's garbage money. Oh, what did we miss? It looks like that arm attack turned into something, maybe an Americana. Yeah, if you're in the right place at the right time, Brandon, you get to see a good match between Bertram and Luke. It's always fun to watch them get after it. Caleb trying the Tomonagi into an armbar. I think Justin feels like his arm's kind of safe, judging by his reaction. So I'm going to tell you right now, Justin, and I don't know if it's because maybe you were a little tired because you're rolling with Caleb, you've had a few rolls before this, but like the one thing you just can't do with Caleb is just give him top position like this. Like you really gotta fight, because I think we all know at this point, he has a pretty dominating top game that's only getting better. And I think I've said it on the stream before, like you really have to choose to just not let him take top position. It's a shitty spot to be. Yeah. What does he get here? Is it just a paper cutter? Looks like
cutter.
He's right on the neck. Yeah. And yes, there are plenty of times where he even though I choose not to, he ends up getting on top. but it's as soon as I have an opening, I'm getting out. I'm playing mean on the head, right? Like in fact, we might see some of that later. I think I roll with him later in the footage. I'll come back to that idea, but whenever he's, whenever we're in a scramble and he's trying to put me back down, like being real heavy on the head, controlling his head, snapping him down, snapping him to his side, are all like really valuable things for getting him to stop like bull rushing me forward like Luke so effectively does.
I'll be honest, I can't remember what happened with me and Caleb last night.
And for Brandon, who I'm rolling with, so I was, again, new student, letting him work. He did a good job like pushing into me, coming in on this single. His head's on the outside, but it's not terrible because it's more behind me than, like he's on an angle with me now. But I was really waiting to see what he did with the single leg, how he would choose to finish it. And after a while, if you take too long, I'm just gonna kind of give you some trouble and make you figure something out. And if you don't, I'm just gonna move it to the ground. So, for Brandon, like, try to look at some different single leg finishes, right? Talk with some of the wrestlers, talk with coach. Hell, look some shit up on YouTube, ask us, whatever. But there's some good basic single leg finishes you could work on.
So I had a Connie Basami on Caleb, and I bailed because I didn't want to break his knee.
Oh,
so lucky you, Caleb.
I saw when you were doing that to him. Was that?
It was before that. It was right here. So I went in for an Uchimata, and it was failing. So he was like stuffing it. So I was like, all right. And I just grabbed his lat and I started. He was like, no. And I was like, oh yeah.
I like what he's doing there with the head pressure.
Yeah.
Just keeping your head below your hips.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't remove, an arm or anything. Like you had full base on your right side. So the way he's driving into you isn't going to be too effective in taking you over. But I
would advise. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, if he beats you on speed in that direction, that it could still result in a takedown. Right to being behind.
Yeah, I would have advised to go for a. I would advise to do straight to a snap down when you're in that type of position. If I'm going against a smaller person, I'm gonna be snapping them down.
Yeah.
Did you see how he like stepped over to try and do something? I don't even know. I don't know what he was necessarily thinking, but he was like going over top, and I just put him down on the ground.
A little rear double.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess let's see. So, I would maybe, if I wanted to go for a step over anything here. So you've got options, but you're gonna have to change some stuff up. So like this arm should be on the other side, bring it to this side of your head, or of Mike's head, set up your collar strangle, and then the leg that you step with here, you basically just do a shoulder roll, like step that leg over, do a shoulder roll, and you're right into a really fun, fancy bow and arrow entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Or
got triangles.
Yeah, like
step over armbar. Like there's all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like right here, if this leg steps over and this leg gets in a little bit better of a position, you have a step over armbar. And where there are arm bars, there are triangles and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and since you have double outside position there, it's kind of, I would have done the same. I would have gone over and just tried to get to an open guard. I like the attempt on the roll through.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at what went wrong there. So you base out. Who's on the whizzer?
Yeah, I think frankly it's because my weight wasn't in the right spot, right? You go with the roll through on somebody who's pressuring into you, not on somebody who is sitting back on their haunches like I am.
Yeah.
I think that's the fundamental.
I'll go backwards a bit here. And so this is where a technique I prefer to use versus a technique I was initially taught. I think the first way I was taught might actually work for Caleb. I know this is how like Luke shows some half guard base disruption, and he learned it straight from Tom DeBlas. But Caleb is hooked with this inside leg here on your leg, and he may have the ability to, when he pressures up to his knees, pull your base out. But I'd like to see it disrupted a little bit more. Like I don't feel like your knees are spread too wide here.
Right.
Caleb has a question for you in the chat. And whereas I like to use this leg to do the hooking on that inside leg. That helps me. I feel like that helps me get the base extended open a bit more. The other thing here is when you go to hit this roll through, since Mike has the whizzer, you've got to make it really, really difficult for him to extract the hand. And I don't know how well this grip is doing that. Right now, Mike doesn't have a threat of a darce on you or anything like that. Like, he's not setting anything up. So, I don't know. I think, like, Matt and I have not argued about it, but talked about it before, like, the pros and cons of a tight waist grip versus a grip up here, north of the waist, up at the lats. A tight waist grip may help you a little bit more on this roll through sweep. It'll bring you lower to the hips, which is what you're trying to get under, as well as maybe wedge Mike's arm into place a little bit better. Mike's able to pull the hand out and base, and then now you're in a little bit of trouble, right? You've given Mike, you're not in like a terrible spot. In fact, again, we're armchair quarterbacking here. I like the cross hand post. This is good. I would like to see the same side leg come around, and then you could trap Mike's leg here, right? Maybe you do that. Let's see. I'll stop talking.
He's trying to heist up, but I'm snatching the leg and working for my own knee bar.
Yeah. So, I mean, that whole thing, like, you weren't in a terrible spot, Caleb. Like, a move got stuffed, and there are options that you could immediately go to when that happens. So it's, I would say keep working that whole transition. Half guard, roll through sweep, leg entrance if it gets stuffed, or coming back up to like a back take if it gets stuffed.
And we were talking about this when it happened, Caleb. I think that was just a overcommitment to the body lock pass. So you were really driving into me, turn into that hip, and I felt it, and I just heisted my hips up. I just planted on the ground, or like with my hands, and then just heisted my hips up, and was able to get on top.
How's a gin and tonic gross? Oh yeah, you're still in your 20s. You can't appreciate them.
I was told it tastes like a Christmas tree. I myself don't eat Christmas trees, so
Right.
I cannot verify.
Yeah, I'm a carnivore. It's juniper. It's not pine, but okay. There are also many different gin options that have many different notes and flavors. It'll just make house cleaning more fun. So it's gonna be damn near impossible to like talk through. But I mean, for those of us who were around over the weekend and attended the Michelson seminar, we went over a posture that he calls a baby bridge that you use when someone's on your back with a bottom side underhook. So while you know, I've found myself here with Brandon on my back, I figured I would try to play around with it and just give it a try. I was honestly trying to, actually, this is something you weren't there for, but slipping the leg trap on an arm. He showed us a deceptively simple way to do it, and I'm not fully convinced, but it was very easy to do. And I was working with Brandon when we went over it, so I kind of want to see how you might try to shut it down.
Sure.
I was hoping Brandon would try it on me so I could kind of put it to work here in a live roll, but he wasn't arm trapping. But while I was trying to work the position, just stall him a bit and see how effective it was, he ended up going for a nice arm bar, which I think he actually learned right when we were like practicing the move, because that was part of the drilling that we were doing. So it was really, really good to see. He broke down my posture. I completely lost the posture that I was trying to work on, but managed to keep the leg away, slip my arm out, get safe, entered in on a leg. Damn, I wish Daniel and Justin went behind the pillar.
Yeah.
Looks like they're having a good match. What kind of drink do you think Caleb drinks? Like a Seagram's wine cooler or something?
I was thinking more of like a Mai Tai or something. I don't know, that just kind of struck me.
Something real sugary, fruity.
Yeah.
Four Loko. At that age, yeah, man.
That brings back some memories.
Surprised you have memories from drinking that.
Yeah. I remember going to the gas station. That's about it.
Let's see. Okay. Just sitting up. Oh, that's right. I went over this move or this technique a few weeks ago. Oh, gee, Four Loko with the energy. Just this lapel grip from a bottom side half guard. So I'm feeding Brandon's lapel down through his legs, right? So I've got my bottom hand gripping here, pulling it down and passing it off to my top side arm. And from there, I have the confidence to heist up to what I was really trying to bait was him to like try to stand up and like take a top position. He kind of stayed seated here, and I don't know if maybe he was a little tied up or not, or off balance. But I was hoping to demonstrate just how ineffective a sprawl could be in that position when you're tied up like that. But honestly, the end effect is a takedown, you know, an ineffective sprawl, and then just switching back to a takedown. So I didn't get to show the full effect of it, but I ended up getting to a top position with it. I don't know if it may have disrupted his posture a little bit, making it harder for him to get up. Jane Bourbon right now. You're just making up names, dude. Widow Jane Bourbon isn't a thing. Yeah, he would. He Caleb would drink a michelada, but he'd be all snobby about it because of his Mexican heritage. He'd be like, "That's not a real michelada. There's no tahini in it." I go soft for both of those, so I beg to differ. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Wait until you're in your 30s.
Hang on, which one am I? Because I drink both.
Yeah, me too. I'll drink both on the same night, man.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think I'm doing after this?
Box wine slaps, dude. Let me go back to this. Brooke with the front headlock, just managing to wrestle the bull down. All right, so Justin, this is where we were getting hung up after class and conversation about it. So is that? Let's see. So Justin, were you talking about this knee being underneath my bottom knee? Was that the leg configuration you were looking for? Caleb, your whole body's soft. Right leg has to be over your right leg. Let's go back real quick.
Instead of across the body, because isn't it like his right leg is on your left side?
Through the lapel. Oh. Yeah. I think that's... I don't know. Justin will chime in and tell us we're stupid. But I don't know.
Was he trying the lapel?
Yeah, just
thing to where
working some
he
worm
hooks your
guard
leg
stuff.
with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He was doing something like that with me on Thursday. Last Thursday.
I wanted to cowboy strangle you, but I already forgot how to do it. We actually worked through a really great finish for that, because you remember, I mean, Justin hit me with that a long time ago. I think he had it on Aiden, and like I think a few others we've seen him work it on. But correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, he hadn't finished anybody with it yet. And what we found was that instead of doing that walk around, like clocking finish, right? Kind of like how you finish a baseball bat strangle. If you instead flip them over and then walk to mount in the other direction and take mount like you do on a darce finish, or you know, one of the variations of a darce finish, it gets immensely tighter, and like you immediately want to tap to it. So I really want Aiden to come back to class so Justin can hit it on him and we could all watch it and dissect it. You know, going bald is a problem with age too, Caleb. Just keep that in mind. Good. What's Kurt doing here with your guard? So I don't know if Kurt is doing this coincidentally, or if maybe he saw like Gordon Ryan posting about this, but this half guard like ankle weave, which I actually really like this. I've used, I don't think I've done it exactly the way Gordon was showing with his recent half guard release. He hooks the ankle here, but he posts the hand like right on the lower back. And it makes it really, really difficult for that top leg, to track as you work on your half guard passing. I like to use it to kind of actually almost use it like to apply a Kimura-like sort of torque to the knee. I don't know how uncomfortable it is for you guys, and I can't think of a time when it's been done to me with any amount of pressure that made me like want to relent. But it is a great way to try to get that top knee out of the way and advance your passes. Oh, look at Brooke's leg. Totally looks like it's bending the wrong way. I think if her gi was like all the way down to her ankles instead of the capri pants she's wearing, that would look cartoonishly awful.
Oh yeah. It looks terrible.
But yeah, so I wish I could see what she was doing with her right arm. Oh, okay. I think Caleb had a hand on it. That must be why. Because I'm like, why is she not using her free... So yeah, right here. Definitely want to use your free foot to try to find Caleb's, I would say his top leg in this case. And just apply some downward pressure and kind of like kip out of that. It's, the ankle trap there might feel kind of debilitating, but it is a fairly easy thing to get out of. Brooke's, more than experienced enough to get herself out of there. I mean, Caleb, at this point, Caleb has a crazy bite on it, and then I think at some point here he reaches and gets it with his hand. Just gonna make it really difficult to free.
So also kind of like a this might be an example of going down with the ship too, is there's really no threat if Brooke were to like come towards us and free her leg that way, like reset. If for whatever reason she felt like she was going to get toppled over, then it would be the right decision would be to exit and then re-enter.
Yeah, it also, and this is just me spitballing here, if she did a front roll, well, like, all right, so I feel like there's like a Berimbolo sort of entry here, where if she took her right arm, not the one that we see, but her right arm, threw it through here and like did a kind of a forward roll while using the hook of her leg on Caleb's leg to send him this way while she rolled, she could possibly conceivably have a back entrance there. I'm not well practiced in Berimbolos and their variations, so again, I'm a little fuzzy on that, but I feel like that is an option there. It might be a little loose. There's not like a really tight connection between the two of them. But again, like you said, if you're stuck there and you don't want to go down with the ship, or you don't want to lose position, you get a little funky with it. See if there's something else there. And honestly, Caleb, I'm not entirely sure what you would do holding her foot like that. I mean, you're delaying her mount take, I guess. You might be able to get yourself into an easier position to capture her leg and take her back to half guard. As soon as you let go of it, and she goes to step over, you might be able to capture the leg easily. Or since she can't plant her knee on that side, you could more easily shrimp your hips out that way and maybe re-guard, go back to a side guard. Let's see what Daniel takes to you. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Daniel's super mobile. Really, really good top pressure.
Yeah, I stay here for a good amount of time. He immediately comes in for this paper cutter. So he's already starting to apply. Like, he applied pressure, didn't feel like he had it, but then he's going knee on belly and really trying to wear me down. So I take the opportunity, I re-guard, and then he comes back around and starts to pass again. And he's really using the rugby pass on me with the pants grips, which are very effective.
Yeah. Oh, look at Caleb left hanging there. Oh, so embarrassing. Look how long. How many seconds? Tried really hard to get a bow and arrow on Kurt here. And props to him for finding that little bit of space to disrupt it and take it away from me.
Yeah, so here Daniel's trying to go for a north-south choke on me. Didn't feel like he had it. He didn't feel like he had it. He's now he definitely was not lacking in attempts to try and get things going.
Bro, you gotta tie your pants up, man.
Bro, they've been falling down the entire night.
Just do squats or something, dude. Come on.
Well, that's the problem, is my quads are way bigger than my waist. So, like, they just fall down and they stop at my quads.
I was fighting like a dog on this armbar for Kurt. So let me look at that real quick. Because we were all over the place with it for a while. So I jumped up to 3/4. And I was trying really hard to to break his grip, but not only break the grip, keep the hand from re-gripping by keeping it on my side. Which I saw Gordon Ryan do that during the Roberto Jimenez match, which ended with the mounted armbar. But failed at that. And then again, was trying to work from the seated armbar position. Grip breaking.
Do you have the cross-faced leg in on that one? I feel like you've got...
I
Okay.
did sporadically.
Gotcha.
See how Austin got here. Justin. So I think Austin, didn't he say he's really been working on his close guard attacks?
So much, yes.
So here, I think here's a really good example that he gets. I don't know if Justin initiated the offensive attack, maybe going for. I mean, I hope Justin wasn't going for like an Americana from within guard. It does kind of look like Austin got the push on the arm to help this out, and then he takes the back with it. Cool. Yeah, I think Austin kind of forced that. Nice. Good stuff. Oops. One more time. I mean, why do you let me do that to you so easily, Caleb?
He gets me with it later too, Caleb.
Yours was a little more brute force. I had to like body slam through you to get you down.
Austin was going hard.
Yeah. He has not been messing around on the feet. I really, really dig the intensity. Oh yeah, and then I heel hook him. Just because.
Yep, there was the same hip bump. That's what I thought I felt. So his hand goes, I think, to a collar tie. Oh no, he doesn't. He uses the cross lapel, and then uses the elbow to flare up and
Yeah,
put me
kind of
over. So that,
Little forearm
Leg.
shiv.
yep. He's trying to throw the other leg up, and I was
Yep.
teasing him about it. I just grabbed his leg.
Yeah. Why do I just let you get out of this leg entanglement? Let's see. Let's see what letting you get out looks like. So I had like a 50-50 heel hook on you, which you know I charitably let go. Oh, and before that, a knee bar attempt, which you flailed out of. Look at that. Look at that panic. And then almost a back take, which, you know, almost doesn't count, but got the hip height, put you down. I'm 100 pounds less than you. No big deal.
Is Justin rolling with Pat in the back?
I believe so.
So,
There's got to be a name for this grip that I'm about to do to Caleb. I also had it on Daniel earlier for a sweep. I mean, it reminds me of like I don't know. It's not like 100%er. It's not like a cow catcher. Like right here where
Oh yeah.
I have his arm across, but I pretty much know, like, once I get this grip, no matter how far, I haven't found someone necessarily who can, like, base out enough with this leg to stop me from being able to bridge and roll.
Right.
So
you just pop up over.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, I mean, he shut me down there, but like getting them off base and on their butt. I let go of that way too early. I think I thought I had it, and he was just like, "Get the hell off of me." But with a committed grip on there, it's normally very effective in getting somebody on their back. Yeah, dude. I'm very merciful with you. I should just go like 100% competition pace with Caleb one day without telling him, just for fun.
Oh, Austin. I don't know if Austin's on, but that was a different grip. We were talking about. He was asking Vidar's. He was like asking me yesterday if Vidar's was it even tight. And I was like, no, it didn't feel tight.
It's an anaconda.
He had the anaconda, and it was just. Well, I mean, you see my arm position. It's pretty based out wide. My shoulder needs to be up inside into my neck, pressing into my neck for this to get in and get tight.
Yeah, and that's to that point, like a big way we see these finished is normally with a gator roll before, right? So if you get the grip set up, and then you dive your head through and under, and that forces that arm across more to close up that shoulder to neck connection. So you normally see those finished with the two guys on their back, or at least set up there. A guy could roll up to a mounted position. The attacker can roll up to a mounted position. But yeah, combating that kind of back elbow that you would do to keep your neck safe takes like your whole body to shut that down. Doing good on the back take here.
Yeah. Yeah, that body triangle felt miserable.
Okay, so he came around the far side because you had the underhook on the opposite side. Gotcha. So you got to start working to get the legs in. There's one knee. Man, when you get a knee in, like, don't discredit right there. Like, don't discredit that. That's a foot in the door is the totally wrong analogy to use here because it's your knee, but you're very, very close to progressing forward with that. I like that he's got a body triangle set up already.
Mm-hmm. And he works around the body to get himself aligned with my spine. I think he's able to take me over here.
Nice.
And I'm employing the hawking.
Patent pending.
Yeah. But I did go 2-on-1 instead of a 1-on-1 grip. But notice that he went, even though I had my knees pointed down, his legs were long enough to, when he went to go take mount, he was stepping over
He's like over and already under with his topside leg on you.
That's right.
He has like the longest hook he can take.
Yep. Yeah, so that's something that I was noticing yesterday. I was like, he's not supposed to be able to do that, but he did it. So my left leg was not in the right position, but he wasn't using that to hook.
There you go, Justin. Way to improvise. Caleb's flicking me off because thinks he's safe. I was like, oh, maybe I could go for a really nasty knee bar right at the end.
Yeah, see, and we were going over Dar stuff, and now that we know, it just didn't apply.
Let's see where that Tayatoshi went wrong. I go to step to Kenkaiatsu. Get it right there. I just didn't get a real good pull on him. I don't know, everything about it in slow-mo looks like that should have been more effective.
Yeah, I think he was pretty well distributed on both sides.
Yeah.
Tayatoshi, I we normally like to see, in this case, his weight on his right foot planted, and here,
yeah, he kind of like. Go ahead.
No, he's able to like plant his knee down and kind of keep balance with his left leg.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
There.
And then I just had to bowl
But
right into him.
You got him down. Yeah, you got him down anyway.
That was a slightly different leg configuration I had on Kurt too, where I don't have a cross face leg over the top of the face. It's more of it's in like I guess a reverse cross face position, where I'm behind my shin is behind his head instead of in front of it.
Right.
Which is really useful for shutting down hitchhiker escapes. It makes it damn near impossible for him to sneak his head out from under my legs. He is more able, I think, to sit up, and like, get to what's the word I'm looking for? Just to kind of like
a stack.
Yeah, like more of a stacked position. But he was pretty flat on his back, so I wasn't too concerned about it from there. I had the grip broken. He was supine, so felt pretty safe. This was the slowest triangle entrance ever. And that's sped up. Let's put it on regular speed. I was giving him shit for right here. He started stepping on my shins and like stepping on my legs. I was like, I don't step on your legs. And this, God, full speed is so slow. And right here, I decided to step on his thigh with my left leg, and then I just elevate and go all the way up and around, and then just fall into a triangle position, and then pull some hair out of my mouth. It's so weird how when we're rolling, it feels like we're rolling at this like 1 1/4 speed, and then we watch it on 1x.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
It's
we
like
are
so
slow.
Yeah.
You were going to cowboy choke me when I turtle up. You talking about it at the end of our roll, Caleb? Or was there something I missed because Caleb's not rolling right now.
Maybe it's really delayed. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. I just wasn't keeping up on chat. I just want to see. So, used the triangle to end up going to an armbar. Okay. Some other oh, I think I maybe wrist locked him there, like I was using the threat of a wrist lock in the grip break, so it was like one or the other. What do you want? Let's look at that slick quick guard passing. Just pointing my knees away, settling in. This is kind of a little nuance. I'm not advising like everybody to start doing this. Feel free to play around with it, but you know, from here, even in the class that we took in the fundamentals class before this, we focused on side control escaping from here. A common thing to do is get this arm in, you know, framing the hips. Then we maybe create some space, shrimp our butt out, get this knee in, create some more space, get a shoulder frame in here, and then get our last frame in and choose to go to close guard, open guard, whatever. You know, a big part of that is shrimping your butt away. The arrow that comes out of your chest, right? That's pointing towards your opponent at all times. There are other options, and this was kind of a point of discussion during the seminar as well, and I think we've seen a lot of other players think about and start using rolling away from somebody or turning your back to somebody. And I do that here, right? Where you could tell which way my toes and knees are pointing. My back is facing Kurt, but I've shrimped far enough away to where I can, like, I get my hips and my legs in and re-guard anyway. So I don't want to say that there's only, you know, it was kind of sloppy. I mean, Kurt probably could have shut it down with some heavy leg pressure, like keeping my legs pinned and pointing away. But, you know, depending on how your partner is engaging you and how successful some of your other re-guarding attempts have been, you could kind of mix it up, see if turning your back and shrimping in the opposite direction will help. You just have to pay attention to where, you know, the real thing I did here was I got my hips like all the way out from underneath him, like they're by his left leg at this point. Where I can then, you know, scoot. I'm a bit more mobile. My hips have mobility, so I can get my legs in and start working again from there. I can't imagine I would have done that if his hips were very, very heavy on me. I may have felt some leeway. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking when I did it.
Is that a pendulum? Kind of.
I think so. I had his right arm trapped. Maybe a bit more of like a flower sweep, because I don't have the leg hooked either.
Yeah, I can't see where your left leg is.
Oh, you know what? I think I had the same grip that I took on Caleb. That I was talking about, where I have just the head and arm, and then up and over.
Okay.
poor Brandon trying to navigate Brooks' mount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's in a pretty tough spot here. Oh, yeah. You know, I something I always try to pull like white belts aside with, you know, when they're first starting out, is giving him an option for mount escapes, because I mean, you know, we've all been there. It's debilitating. But what Brooke is doing to make it really difficult is like she works, you know, these gift wraps as you know, tight and miserable as her dad does them. And what that takes away is your ability to elbow escape effectively. I mean, you can barely turn at all. You obviously can't use that elbow if it's gift wrapped. And what he's, you know, one thing Brandon is doing with his legs here, like this, you know, a knee in the back is good for bridging to get someone's hands to the mat, you know, to disrupt, you know, hand fighting, things like that. Right here, that, you know, that leg position is not doing him any favors. I would really try to focus on, as best you can, I don't know how much you could like shoulder walk back out of this, but if, you know, if he wants to use a leg configuration like that, he has to use effective bridging is what I'm trying to get at. Here sucks. Here he's just in a mounted triangle, so we're talking about something different. But back here, when he's dealing with like Brooks high mount, Brooks, you know, maybe even the like right as she's trying to set up on gift wraps, bridging and getting her hands to the mat, and then working those elbow escapes, working your kipping escapes, whatever. That's when you want to do it. You've kind of waited too long at this point. Your legs have been ineffective, and now your arm is, you know, taken away and is ineffective. So there's some early stage things that he needs to work on here. I don't know about you, man, but like when I have mounted triangles hit on me, it almost just seems better to roll the way they want to roll so that they could finish the triangle on their back. Mm-hmm. And work a triangle escape from there, you know, like,
yeah,
rather than trying to somehow like wiggle out or like, you know, pull a leg down or something. Mm-hmm. I feel like getting them to their back to finish their triangle, even though they might be more mobile and can cut their angle. I don't know. For me, I don't have good mounted triangle escapes, I suppose. I feel like it's just easier to go work from a standard triangle.
Yeah, you'll see my methodology here against you, because you get me into a mounted triangle.
Oh, that's right. But I was going for an armbar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my goal is to not allow you to cut the angle. I have to cut my angle before I like to bridge in, and you'll see me do that as your.
That was fun. Let's look at that real quick. Right, so, and we talked about this yesterday, but right off from the beginning, I could tell you're reaching for the belt, you're going up and over. So like, all right, go up and over again, get a deep underhook, and I tried to shrug you forward, and then take that back leg out.
Yep. As
I push into you with my head to take you back over and to your left.
Yeah, that's actually...
Don't let you re-guard.
Yeah, I can't think of the takedown name, but that's a judo.
Yeah.
Bro, it's not an outside trip.
No.
It's like a... Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
And then you just ruin my night. Look at Kurt getting fancy.
What did he do? I didn't see. Oh yeah.
Little inversion. to the knee bar. And then I felt I felt the right time to hit it on you too.
Yep.
It was which is funny. You hit those, I would say I get one of those on you for every like 50 you get on me.
Right. But that was a good one. That was well timed.
Yeah.
You had my or my arm trapped in between your legs, and I was trying to navigate how to get my arm free.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah.
And then I finally started to get it out, and then you took advantage of it. It was good. It was well timed.
And just because I've yelled at other people for doing it, I yell at myself here. Like, look at my hand grip. Like, treating this like I don't have a perfectly good handle on your knee that I could hold to prevent you from trying to re-guard. I'm just treating it like it's no-gi or something. What did Kurt get? Looks like he tapped Austin there.
Straight ankle one.
Yeah.
You were trying to set up like a baseball bat choke.
But I bat righty.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I don't know. It was the wrong side that I was trying it on. Caleb, how are you? Let's look at this here. How are you 6'12", but your legs are that short? One more time though. This was good. So kind of a, all right, good arm drag. Scoop the single. Here's why. You still had the leg. You still had Justin's leg between yours, right? So you just
couldn't reach.
Yeah. Justin's just keeping you at bay with his knee. Not bad, but I mean, from here, I would recommend like just maybe drill it a few times. Drill it for a round or whatever. See how you fare with somebody. You get this single. You get a single leg. You grab it between your legs. Try working the leg to the outside, like basically where Justin wants to put it, like right on this side of your body. Give him that, and then use like a kind of a scoop, like a double under scoop grip on the leg. And then that inside trip that you go to hit is you'll be hitting it like it will be impossible for Justin to step away from it. But you have to have the leg here along the outside of the body instead of on the inside. There are also really other great finishes there, like that knee turnover that you like to do. But yeah, if you're gonna have the leg up the middle here, remember head on the inside, run the pipe. That's always kind of the standard go-to finish. Let's see all right. So now the leg's on the outside. Now's where you want to step in.
Yep, and
but that's good.
Yeah.
Pushover is fine too. Let's see. Let's go back with Austin and Kurt. They started down. Stream wouldn't be as fun, Justin, if I just pointed out Mike and I stalemating each other for 6 minutes at a time. Actually, that does you a disservice. You tap me plenty still.
Who?
I feel like
Oh.
I haven't gotten any good subs on you in ages.
You've been injured for ages.
Whatever. It's no excuse. No excuse. Now that your knees are feeling good,
Mm-hmm.
it's prime time to start attacking them.
Tear them up. So what did you do there to get past the guard?
Let's see. I did feel really good about my guard passing yesterday, just with everybody. So
Okay, so it was just a high step right over.
Yeah, let's slow it down. In fact, let's go back a little bit further. So I don't have a good like knee elbow connection. You've got this inside sticky hook with your right leg.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I felt it was not being very sticky.
Yeah.
I was like trying to figure out where to go now into like a reverse De La Hiva, and I don't play that, but yeah, that hook is ultimately what I would have wanted to do. But since you had your right hand on my leg, and I wasn't able to cut an angle, I had to default to your right leg.
Yeah. Then yeah, so like bringing my head down, hips up, and you know you didn't have your legs crossed. You were kind of like pinching on my leg with your feet, but it wasn't enough to contain it. So I just a big high step over, settle my knee in, and get up to side control. Nothing too fancy. Really taking my time on the mount.
So here's what I was talking about in terms of the way that I want to come up. I'm pretty specific being in this, but like I want to make sure that my head is peeking out on the right side of the triangle attempt. And I also think that it sets me up really well to battle with the armbar too. So you see how my hips are rotating towards your posted hand?
Mm-hmm.
That's loose on the triangle because you want to be, on the opposite side. I don't know how else to say it, but you want to be basically like looking down your right knee, and I want it to be the opposite. And so like I'm trying to walk my hips out counterclockwise here, and then you do a quick step over into the arm, and it gives me, but your quick step over is longer. So now you have to take a much longer step over, which gives me time to lock up my hands.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want you to fall back. I wanted to roll you through. And then you pop me down, but I can still get back up.
Yeah.
So I heist back up.
Slipped. Yeah. You
And I'm still in trouble. I'm still in trouble there. Like, don't disregard that, right? Like I was, even though my head was clear here, your arm was very tight, and all it took was for you to get your right leg, essentially, or either leg across my face again. So
Yeah.
I had to get my arm out.
Yeah, I think if I took my right leg back over your head, switch back into like a triangle threat.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a little too overcommitted on that. But yeah, that whole exchange was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good stack passing, Kurt.
He's been doing that really well lately.
Austin's a good one to test it against.
Yeah.
getting Kurt almost had a cross collar on him here.
Oh yeah.
Right at the end. Good setup. I like the let's see. So
It was a loop choke.
So, well, I don't know if I call it a loop choke, right? Because here, okay, yeah. So I guess similar setup, right? Yeah. So he uses his cross-facing arm to set up his initial choking, his initial strangling arm. So he's got a real deep grip, slips the head. I think with a loop choke, he probably splitting hairs here. Like maybe Kurt would have had the second hand in place already.
I agree.
Right. But I know this is a favorite of Bertram. I'm sure Kurt has sat through a million of lessons of this technique, like in the kids class and the adult class. Like when Kurt's teaching the kids class, big reach up and over, elbow, slide back into the ear, and then set up your secondary grip.
Yep.
I would bring the head more towards this side, right? You want to bring your forehead to the top hand in that strangle.
Down towards the shoulder.
Yeah. Like, there's a little too much room here, right? Bring the, plant your forehead right on the mat. There's no need to be up that high. But either way, that was a great setup.
A great night.
Killer footage. Good stuff, everybody. Thanks for the chat, everybody, chiming in.
Thank you.
Hope you guys had a good time last night. Yesterday was great for one of our biggest Tuesday classes we've had in a while, so it's good to see you guys getting out there. Thank you, man. As always, we'll put this up on YouTube if you want to catch it there for some replays. If you like what you're doing, you can support us here on Twitch with subscribing, following, all that good stuff. You can support us over at coffee.com/MOBJJ as well. What else? I think we got, it's June 1st, so we're closing in on the July competition for all of our students interested in representing Mooresville BJJ. Let us know if you guys want to compete. We'll get we can talk to Luke and get some of the competition classes going again to get us all prepped and ready. Depending on how it turns out, I might sign up. Are you planning on signing up?
I'm planning on it. I got to see work schedule and stuff.
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah. Thanks, Caleb. Have a good night, bud.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, let us know if you want to compete. Get your asses back on the mats this week or this weekend. And before you do, trim your nails, do your laundry, don't be stinky. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful Wednesday night. See you guys soon.
See you tomorrow. Later.